Hello, my friends. I want to talk a little bit about competition, and I want to get into a little story about Hertz rental car. You know, competition has two things. It's got a winner, it's got a loser. Well, I guess I hate to say the word loser, so let me refresh that a little bit. It's got a winner, and it's got an individual that just learned how to win next time, provided they paid attention. So now let's talk a little bit about Hertz. We've all read the article, I think it was last week, talking about Hertz and their struggles. And see, what Hertz did was they knew that the rideshare world was their competitor, but yet they still competed against Avis, Budget, and Enterprise, yesterday's competitor. They still thought yesterday's competitor was their threat, even though in the back of their minds and in their subconscious they knew it was the rideshare community that was destroying them. But they couldn't get past what was in front of them. They couldn't say, how do we compete with the rideshare world? How do we learn how to capitalize on the rideshare industry? Because we're the rent-a-car industry. They're the enemy. We can't, they're going to kill us. And they kept saying they're going to kill us, they're going to kill us, they're going to kill us. And over the last 10 years, because that's how old Uber will be, did a video on their birthday coming up here in March. So Hertz for the last 10 years ignored Uber, ignored Lyft, and ignored how to capitalize on that industry with theirs. And folks, I look at the reseller community, the SMB space, SMB to SMB market, and it's a little bit scary because there's a lot of the same thing going on. A lot of SMB resellers don't know who their competitors are. If they're in the copier industry, they believe their competitor is the other copier company down the street, or maybe a manufacturer who's coming in town giving stuff away. But folks, that might not be your competitor. And if you're in the telephony business, maybe your competitor you believe is this other telephony reseller in your community. Folks, that's not your competitor. Our competitors in the SMB space to SMB space, small companies doing business with small companies. Well, the new competitor is these huge enterprise corporations that want to circumvent SMB to SMB reselling. They want to come in and take that business. But here's the deal, folks. Just like Hertz, Uber only took a big chunk of the rental car business. You know, the people that still wanted to go on vacation with their family and load up the SUV, well, that business is still there for the rental car business, temporarily. The problem is the rideshare took all those business travelers. Number one business expense item is Uber. So the rental car business lost thousands of riders to the rideshare community. And all the stuff on the fringes isn't enough to support Hertz. The families going to grandma's in the SUV, the occasional rent-a-car because there was an accident and they get to rent a car, wasn't enough business to sustain them after they lost all the stuff in the middle, all that fast cash, easy business traveler business. And folks, when I look at the printing industry, the same thing is happening. It used to be a possibility, now it's a probability. You got dealers who have a lot of stuff on the fringes. They got the high volumes over here. They got the document imaging systems and some software applications. Of course, none of that business is more than probably 7 or 8% of their total revenue. And then all the stuff in the middle. And we talked about this many times. All those millions of copy machines that are all A3s that could be replaced with an A4, that one of these big enterprise companies is going to come and figure out a better way to deliver, taking away 80 to 85% of the dealer's business. And guess what? Collapse. Because you can't live off the fringes without all the good stuff in the middle. So I think we should all learn from Hertz, because the mistakes they made, we're making today. When we ignore the threats and the realities of these huge enterprise organizations coming in to take our business. You know, technology, more and more of it's living in the cloud, meaning less and less equipment on premise. Organizations like Field Nation with over 50,000 independent contract technicians that could easily do service, especially when the service is less and less and less and less as it was yesterday. Will customers really buy service contracts when they're only going to have a problem once a year, or will they just pay? Folks, there's a lot of changes coming. And if we believe our competitors are the same as they were yesterday, we will be like Hertz, talking about how we missed it, even though it was staring us right in the face. I'll end my time with this. Status quo is the killer of all that will be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo.